Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, July 23rd. Quite a difference in temperatures here in the I-95 corridor region. Looks like highs will be confined to the 70s today in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City metro region. That's well below normal for this time of the year and certainly much, much cooler than what we experienced over the weekend and even to the day on Monday. The heat wave kind of ended with a bang with some strong thunderstorms and flooding rainfall in the I-95 corridor region late yesterday and last night. High temperatures yesterday closer to 90 degrees as compared with 97, 98, 99, or even 100 in a few spots over the weekend. It looks like the rest of the week looks quite comfortable. And again, very pleasant temperatures this morning. However, there's still more rainfall associated with this slow-moving cold frontal system that is right now aligned along the eastern seaboard here in the mid-Atlantic region, and it cuts all the way down into the southeast U.S. Still a little bit of low pressure system. We'll see the radar in a moment. Quite a bit of rainfall still working its way north and east along that frontal boundary zone. We're not out of the woods yet in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. There'll be several hours of showers, maybe even an embedded rumble of thunder or two as this low pressure system moves along that frontal boundary zone. Some of the rain could even fall heavily at times during the morning and midday hours in the I-95 corridor region and points east to the eastern seaboard. Meanwhile, nice, beautiful, large high pressure dominates the northern plains, southern part of Canada. That slowly works its way to the east over the next few days. Again, a very comfortable week in terms of temperature and humidity compared to what we experienced last week. Now, one more thing I want to point out, there is a tropical depression number 3 right off the east coast of Florida. It looks like it'll basically stay out over the western Atlantic over the next few days. We'll keep an eye on it. It looks like it'll end up east of the Outer Banks by about Wednesday, probably maintaining only tropical depression status, but there's an outside chance it becomes a tropical storm. Again, we'll monitor that over the next couple of days. Well, here is in fact that tropical depression, the exact location as depicted by the National Hurricane Center, and again, it looks like it'll move in this fashion, staying offshore over the next couple of days, probably off the east of the Outer Banks by 48 hours from now, 24 hours from now during the day on Wednesday, and probably still tropical depression status. Again, an outside shot, it reaches tropical storm status. Well, here's a current look at the radar loop, and again, there's still several hours of showers to go through in the I-95 corridor region and points to the east along the Atlantic seaboard here. Low pressure riding up along that frontal boundary zone. Decent rainfall in D.C. Could even be some heavy rainfall over the next few hours, the latter part of the morning into the midday. This just continues to move north and east, basically an all-day cloudy situation here in the I-95 corridor with additional showers right into the afternoon hours. And again, there could be a rumble of thunder as well. By the way, the grounds are, of course, very well saturated. And one of the reasons why the low temperatures over the past weekend during that heat wave were so high in the overnight hours, the lows in some areas only dropped down about 80 degrees in the urban areas Saturday night, Sunday night, is because of the very wet ground conditions. That's, again, a contributing factor. We, in fact, talked about that in our summertime outlook. That will be a high humidity type of summer, and that will have a big impact on overnight lows with minimization of how low the temperature can drop with the lower atmosphere and the soil moisture being so high for this time of the year. And again, a contribution of more rainfall to that already well-saturated condition here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's walk through some of the forecast maps from last night's 6E GFS model run. Low pressure off the Long Island area, and again, cold frontal system kind of draped from northeast to southwest, right in this region right here. Moisture riding up north and east right along that frontal boundary zone. Showers will continue to be in the picture here through the day today, even into the early nighttime hours here. Here we are now, Tuesday night. Still the threat of an evening shower in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Finally, by the time we get to tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, looks like that high pressure over the middle part of the country will begin to take control. And the weather really looks quite comfortable for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the Mid-Atlantic region. Probably rain-free right through the second half of the work week, Wednesday through Friday. And by the time we get to the weekend, that high starts to shift off the eastern seaboard, and it'll still it'll turn out quite warm over the upcoming weekend, but nothing like what we experienced last weekend. High temperatures by Sunday could certainly be right around the 90-degree mark in the I-95 corridor. Here's the way the weather looks on Saturday morning. Again, still a reflection of perhaps a tropical system off the Carolina coastline the middle part of the week. By the way, there's still plenty of dry air over the eastern part of the Atlantic, so we're closely monitoring nearby tropical systems, what I like to call homegrown tropical systems that can form over the Bahamas, over the Western Atlantic, over the Gulf of Mexico, because again, there's an inhibiting factor over the Eastern Atlantic, so African wave type tropical systems are much less likely with that kind of dry air. Finally, let's go into the day on Sunday, and here we go. By Sunday morning, still high pressure in control. So the good news here is that the grounds are very well saturated, but it looks like a very nice drying period coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and much of that stretch will feature comfortable temperatures and humidity levels. But again, watch out for additional rainfall today, some of which can actually come down hard for a while during the latter part of the morning and the midday in the I-95 corridor. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.